Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you are watching this. I have got this Porsche Macan in with me for my ceramic coating package. Now this is a regular client of mine. They've been a client for years now. Recently bought this car a few months ago and it was in pretty good condition considering. It was a local garage that she'd bought it from and they're quite good with their preparation of sales. So there isn't too much work that needs to be done on it. However, I see this car every fortnight, and when I visited it last, I thought, this seems to have a few scratches and swirl marks on it. Where have these come from? And I spoke to my client, and she said that a friend had borrowed it, and they said that they had just jet washed it down. I think they've either took it to the car wash or they've used a brush on it, and unfortunately, it has damaged the car quite a bit, and especially with it being black, it's quite in your face. As you can see, it is all prepped for polishing. Now, I'm going to show you the wash stage. I've managed to get a few clips whilst I was doing that before pulling it and getting it ready in here. And then just after that, we're going to check back in and we're going to get stuck into some polishing. So that is the car washed and prepped, ready to start polishing. Now, it looks great. There, as you can see, it looks great. But as soon as I pull this light to it, ouch. Yeah, that's not great at all. And it just seems to get even worse the further I go around. I'm not sure what's happened here, but there is some heavy marking there. And as I go to the boot, my client does have a dog, and the dog does jump into it and obviously catches this every time. So there is a lot of work that needs to be done down there. But the paintwork has definitely seen better days. They don't look too bad. Maybe they didn't hit them. But, and I think on the front I found, I mean, even without the light, you can see it looks like they've used a brush there, if you're asking me, and I'm sure you'll all agree with me. So there is a lot of work that needs to be done here. So what I'm going to do is get stuck straight into some polishing, and I'm going to show you all on the way. And when I get to that rear boot, I think we're going to have to get a bit of wet sanding done. So let's see how we get on today. Passenger side of the car is now complete. It has took me way longer than I thought it was going to, and I think the condition of the car was a lot worse than I expected it was going to be. So, like I said, it's took a little bit longer, but the whole passenger side's done. These pillars all the way to that front fender, that very small front fender on these, but that is because the bonnet is so big. So we're going to keep this car a day longer. I was only meant to be having this for 2 days, but I'm now going to have it for 3 days just because I want to be able to get the best results I possibly can with this, and it saves me rushing and thinking that the deadline is for tomorrow and not for the following day. So I'm glad that we've got it a little bit longer. I can get some better results and my client can then come pick it up a day later, but the car be in such better condition. And unfortunately, this is just what happens when you take it using a brush. Like my last video, we're taking it to a cheap car wash. You saw what the damage was. using a brush is even worse. And on a black car as well, in the summer when the sun's out all the time, you did not want it to be looking like it is at the minute. So I'm glad that we've got it in. I'm going to rectify the rest of it. We're going to go to the driver's side and get cracked on there. Work my way to the bonnet. I think the bonnet is going to be quite difficult to do. It looks like there is some heavy, heavy brush marks on there. So it'll be satisfying, but it's going to take a lot of work. So glad again, I've got it for an extra day. Let's get started on the driver's side and then work our way around. Wow, what a 16 hours that has been polishing this. Yes, that is right. I said 16 hours of just polishing this. Them brush marks were brutal on this. The bonnet alone took me 2.5, nearly 3 hours, which is just crazy. It takes you an hour tops on a usual detail with this sort of car, let's say, car-sized bonnet. So 16 hours later, and I've got some successful results. Now, there's a couple bits that, like I said, took a bit longer, and also some bits that I weren't happy with, unfortunately. Now, the rear bumper where the dog jumps up, unfortunately, as you can see at the minute, that is the best that I can get it. It is just well past anything else that I can do personally. I have sanded it. I have done 4 stages of different polishes and compounds and pads to try and do what I can. Now, don't get me wrong, it looks better, but it's nowhere near what I wanted it to be. But I guess that's what happens when you've got dogs jumping up there every day into the boot. So it's one of them things. I've bitten off more than I can chew there, but the rest of the car is looking superb, and it actually looks like a different car now. So I'm really happy with that. I'm sure my client's going to be. So we're not done there. We've got some coatings to get on. So I'm going to put the 5-year coating on from Carbon Collective. If I'm right in thinking, I believe it is called Nero. I will double check. So that is going to go on the car. It's a 5-year coating. This should see the duration of my client having this car, I am sure. They like to change it every now and again. So let's get cracked on with that. We're then going to get the glass coated, we're going to get the wheels coated, and a quick interior clean at the end of it. So I have got a graveyard shift tonight to put in. I think it is about 6 o'clock now, and we've got all that to do still. So it's going to be a late one. I need it done tonight because I've got a busy day tomorrow before my client comes and picks it up. So I'm going to get cracked on with this, and you're going to see the end result soon. And there we have it, guys. That is the Porsche Macan complete, almost. I just need to photograph it tomorrow, but it's about 10:30 at night. It is pitch black outside. I can't get any photos outside. So I'm going to wait till tomorrow for that, and then tomorrow evening, afternoon, evening, my client's going to come pick this up. So I'll do one final check just to make sure that it is all spot on, but I am sure it is. So we've got the interior done as well. I didn't get any clips of that because I kind of just cracked on. It was getting into the evening, and I thought, I do this car fortnightly, you don't really need to see the interior. It wasn't too bad. So I got stuck into the interior, but I've managed to capture everything else for you. So I hope you have enjoyed this transformation as much as I have. Yes, it's been a lengthy one for me, but the results speak for themselves, and it's just so therapeutic to just see the difference of when it came to what it is leaving like now. And I'm sure my client's going to be very impressed and happy with it. And let this be a lesson to not use them brushes on your car, because look at the damage that it did. And that was only one time. The car was in really good condition before that, and it was ruined just by one visit using these brushes at these petrol stations or wherever you use them. So, like I said, let that be a lesson to not use it. And as always, guys, thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. And if there's any feedback or anything you want to see in the future, please drop a comment and let me know. I'm going to finish the video off with some clips of this tomorrow. You're going to see it straight away outside, and also some under the light in here. So enjoy the next few clips of the finished result, and I will see you in the next video.
you.